r/AskReddit. How do you make money on the side? I wrote a fantasy novel. It took 15 years. I missed a lot of television. I believe I have sold 11 copies. Shoveling snow. The amount of money some people will pay for you to shovel their sidewalk and driveway is incredible. I play piano for things like wedding ceremonies, corporate events, cocktail hours, Christmas parties, and receptions. And just recently, I got cast in a pilot for a TV show which I hope will get picked up. I work for some really wealthy people who regularly throw away old, but perfectly good things. I proceed to sell their trash on eBay/Craigslist. Cleaning evicted homes. I did it for my landlord during high school and college. $10 an hour under the table. I now have a strong stomach, carpentry, plumbing, and flooring skills. It sucks when you find used condoms or shit on the walls, but hey, I score some neato stuff that people leave behind. I also did private housekeeping for some wealthy families in college as well. Same rate, plus they would give me small bonuses for holidays and such. Edit your loss. So concerned that I only charge $10 an hour. I was a teenager at the time, and I come a severely depressed area of the country. This thread is about making money on the side, not make a living off it. I work through a corporate housekeeping company now, and I only make $7.55 an hour. I fixed iPhones and other broken screens as another side job, and I overpriced out the ass for that. Housekeeping was merely another thing to do. I fix fence and work with cows. Nebraska life. I contract out to inspect welds on construction sites. Make about as much in 2 days on the weekend as I do during the week at my actual job. My dad and I deliver hot tubs for a small pool company. We have a special trailer that makes it super easy. People buy these $6,000 plus hot tubs that weigh upwards of 1,000 lbs and then realize they can't deliver it themselves. That's when we come in and charge $200 for an easy one or $300 if it has to go on its side. We also remove people's old hot tubs. Oftentimes they think it's beyond repair, so they pay us to get rid of it. We then fix it and resell it. It's become quite the money maker. My wife is a soap maker. I was skeptical of homemade soap at first, but after trying it, I couldn't go back. I didn't even know my skin was dry until it wasn't anymore. It also lasts forever and smells pretty nice. I buy old wine barrels and convert them into furniture and sell for cash. Doesn't make huge amounts, but every bit helps, and as my wife says, at least it is a self-funding hobby. I teach quinceañera waltz and surprise dance routines. Basically I teach 15-year-olds how to dance for their Mexican coming of age party. Get like $1K a month out of it. I own an online store. I'm currently losing $30 per month. I buy cars that have repairable problems or at auction. Cars that are dirt cheap. Basically, I fix them up, clean them up, and get them purring like they just drove off the lot. Then I sell them for much more than I paid and invested in parts. I flip like 2 or 3 a month sometimes. I've made over $1,000 on more than one occasion. One time I made like $3,000, but I got a ridiculous deal on the original purchase. When I was younger, I would rent an apartment or house that was bigger than I needed, typically a 3 to 4 bedroom place. I would use one of the smaller rooms and rent the rest out. I would get permission from the landlord to sublet the rooms and would have tenants sign a month-to-month lease. In almost all cases, the rent from the extra rooms covered the rent for the apartment or house and sometimes put extra cash in my pocket. As I got older, I rented larger places until I bought my house. Real example. 5-bedroom house, 3 upstairs plus 2 baths, 2 downstairs plus 1 really big den/playroom, and a large bathroom which tenants shared. We shared the kitchen and had 2 fridges. I bought this house and the mortgage was $1,650. I rented out the 3 downstairs rooms for $500, $500, and $900 for a total of $1,900 MO. That was a $250 MO profit and we lived in the 3 upstairs bedrooms for free. I do a bit of tutoring. Pays pretty well. £30 an hour sometimes, but you work more hours than you're paid for. Prep, travel, and mostly the kids are shits, so it's pretty boring / disheartening. I also work a few hours a week at a food co-op. They pay terribly but it's fun. And a good cause. Also do charity stuff. And pay gets topped up with funny looking or bruised veg. Get some stock and some beans. You've got a stew going. I sell plasma. I'm a C# developer by trade. Shamefully, on the side I work with PHP. I work as an audio to text transcriber on the weekend. It's self-employed, and I work from home. I don't earn huge amounts and it's pretty tedious not ever having a day off, but it can add up to £80 a week or so, which really helps. Kids, don't run up those student overdrafts. I make films for children's parties. I get given a particular theme, Star Wars was the last one, and rich parents who just want to distract their children for an afternoon pay me to make a film with their kid and said kids' friends. The kids love it. The parents can relax whilst I do all the work with another person and they get a cool little 7 to 10 minute film at the end of it all, making them look like a GD night or a mini James Bond. I had a friend who used to sell Alaskan land over the internet for $25 an acre. He made around $800, which is pretty impressive I think. People would tell him what kind of area they wanted, then he would find a place and send them coordinates and a certificate of land. I'm also fairly positive this was a scam, because I don't know how it couldn't be. I'm a party princess. I dress up as Disney princesses, with minor alterations and such to avoid getting a cease and desist letter from Disney, and entertain kids at parties. You kind of have to be at least a little good with kids, and have activities planned, and know your character inside and out. But yeah, I'm basically a group of children's new god for an hour or two, and I make $50-70 an hour. It's pretty cool. I also go to yard sales, buy stuff that will sell, shoes, accessories, antiques, and sell it on eBay. That brings in anywhere from $100-600 a week. I buy rare books and sell them online. Sometimes I just buy them on eBay and immediately resell them on eBay for more money. This used to be my money on the side, but I quit my job 3 months ago, and it has paid enough to keep me not homeless. I do transcription from home. Mostly reality TV interviews, but there's a lot of other random junk thrown in there. Pretty cool and laid back job for a college student. It comes out to $12-20 an hour. Do a Google search if interested. Edit. Wow, I just got home from school and have the most karma ever and a million messages. I'll try to respond to everyone. Edit #2. Yeah, fuck that. Here's the deal. First, be good at grammar and know how to spell your ths and theirs, and its and all that junk spell check won't pick up. If you somehow got through the modern education system knowing that, then great, maybe there is hope for you. It also helps if you have a broad knowledge base, because you will be doing all sorts of topics and you will be wondering WTF they are talking about sometimes. Yes, I could be making more money, but I don't care. I'm a college student and like the company I'm with, because they don't give a shit how much I work. I can take 2 months off and come back and get a full load of work if I want it. If you can type around 60 or 70 WPM, that's cool, but sometimes it doesn't matter, because when you start transcribing you will realize people are usually inept at forming coherent thoughts on the fly and you'll have to go back and check what the hell they just said. Especially if you need to catch all their ums and uhs and all that garbage. If you ever listen to Elton Brown speak on Iron Chef, then that is a good example of the bullshit you may have to put up with. I get paid by minute of audio. This ranges from 75 cents to like 2.50 for stuff people want super fast. You can reasonably do 15 minutes an hour, which with my previously stated rates comes out to 11.25 to 37.50 per hour. Sometimes it's possible to do 20 minutes or more an hour. It depends on the particular file you have to work with really. Some people talk clearly and slowly, and you can keep up with them as you type, and other people are fuck-ups. Of course this pay scheme is dependent on the company you work for, and you don't really work for them. It's freelance, meaning you are a contractor and are responsible for your own taxes. I just do this part-time because of school, and I have another job on campus that gives me the freedom to get paid salary while I sit on my butt and do homework half the time. But it's pretty easy to at least make $100 a week doing transcription. My best paycheck was over $600 for a week of work. Anyway, if you still have a hard-on for transcription, focus forward and daily transcription are two companies that hire newbies. There's probably more out there, who knows? You need to take a test and pass it for them to consider you. This will consist of listening to one of the most shitty audio files they can find and transcribing it in their format. It's probably a 10-minute or less thing. I don't know, it's been a while. If you pass that, and if they need fresh bodies, then congrats. Maybe in 6 months or so you can leverage your experience and move on to another transcription place that pays more. And the cool thing about doing freelance work is you can work for everybody and whenever you want. You could theoretically be juggling 4 or 5 companies and pulling more than $1,000 a week if you wanted to slave away for 12 hours a day. But hey, at least you get to sit in your boxes and don't have to commute. You are not bound by traditional work hours. You can work for 15 minutes, take a nap or watch Netflix, and come back. If you wanted to, you can hang out with your friends when you want to, as long as you can do the job in the time period required, which is usually 24 to 48 hours. So there is a lot of freedom. Work at 3 in the morning. Who gives a shit? Express Scribe and INQ Scribe are good transcription programs. I use both depending on file type being transcribed. You can transcribe within the program, then copy and paste into Word for the final product to be sent back. Also, a foot pedal should be acquired if you are gonna do this for a paycheck every week. This allows you to reverse and stop audio without you having to use the mouse, allowing for greater speed and less headache. Hope that helps. Edit #3. For everyone thinking about quitting their day job tomorrow and just doing this, be aware that you'll probably need 3 or 4 clients to be secure in your income, because the work is not always there. There are slow weeks and there are also weeks where they need all hands on deck. So to mitigate risk, get on board with more than one company. This will probably take a few months once you start at a new place, since you need experience for other places to consider you. Thank you for listening to Listen.Reddit. Please consider liking and subscribing.